True love, that is, deep, abiding love that is impervious to emotional whims or fancy, is a choice. It's a constant commitment to a person regardless of the present circumstances. Challenge yourself to find the good and beautiful thing inside of everyone. It's there. It's your job to find it, not their job to show you. Who you are is defined by what you're willing to struggle for. This is the most simple and basic component of life. Our struggles determine our successes. To be happy, we need something to solve. Happiness is therefore a form of action. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And, paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience.
If pursuing the positive is a negative, then pursuing the negative generates the positive. The pain you pursue in the gym results in better all-around health and energy.
Like anything worth doing in life, happiness takes time and patience and consistency. The pain of honest confrontation is what generates the greatest trust and respect in your relationships. In my life, I have given a fuck about many people and many things. I have also not given a fuck about many people and many things. And like the road not taken, it was the fucks not given that made all the difference. Life is essentially an endless series of problems. The solution to one problem is merely the creation of another. Maturity is what happens when one learns to only give a fuck about what's truly fuckworthy. The avoidance of suffering is a form of suffering. The avoidance of struggle is a struggle. The denial of failure is a failure. Hiding what is shameful is itself a form of shame. Don't just sit there. Do something. The answers will follow. Don't hope for better. Just be better. Be something better. Be more compassionate, more resilient, more humble, more disciplined. Travel is a fantastic self-development tool, because it extricates you from the values of your culture and shows you that another society can live with entirely different values and still function and not hate themselves. Our crisis is no longer material. It's existential, it's spiritual. We have so much fucking stuff and so many opportunities that we don't even know what to give a fuck about anymore. You cannot be a powerful and life-changing presence to some people without being a joke or an embarrassment to others. Not giving a fuck does not mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different. We are responsible for experiences that aren't our fault all the time. This is part of life. Everything we think and feel about a situation ultimately comes back to how valuable we perceive it to be. Commitment allows you to focus intently on a few highly important goals and achieve a greater degree of success than you otherwise would. Commitment gives you freedom because you're no longer distracted by the unimportant and frivolous. We are actually often happier with less. When we're overloaded with opportunities and options, we suffer from what psychologists refer to as the paradox of choice. Problems never stop. They merely get exchanged and/or upgraded. Hopelessness is the root of anxiety, mental illness, and depression. It is the source of all misery and the cause of all addiction. Our psyche needs hope to survive the way a fish needs water. Hope is the fuel for our mental engine. I have tried to live my life such that in the hour of my death I would feel joy rather than fear. When we choose to give a fuck about everything, then we feel as though we are perpetually entitled to feel comfortable and happy at all times. That's when life fucks us. Happiness is like being cool. The harder you try, the less it's going to happen. So stop trying. Start living. True happiness occurs only when you find the problems you enjoy having and enjoy solving. Happiness is not something you achieve. It's not something you do or someplace you get to. Happiness is something you inhabit. Everything has an opportunity cost, and the big things we want in life, like happiness and healthy relationships and wealth, they all have big opportunity costs. Carefully choose what to care about. We don't always control what happens to us. But we always control how we interpret what happens to us, as well as how we respond. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling the fear, the doubt, the insecurity, and deciding that something else is more important. Life is about not knowing and then doing something anyway. If someone is better than you at something, then it's likely because she has failed at it more than you have. What most people don't understand is that passion is the result of action, not the cause of it. Being open with your insecurities paradoxically makes you more confident and charismatic around others. People complain not because something sucks. People complain because they're looking for empathy and to feel connected with those around them. One of those realizations was this: that life itself is a form of suffering. The rich suffer because of their riches. The poor suffer because of their poverty. The more you desperately want to be rich, the more poor and unworthy you feel, regardless of how much money you actually make. Whether we consciously recognize it or not, we are always responsible for our experiences. Self-improvement and success often occur together. But that doesn't mean they're the same thing. Seeking approval and people-pleasing forces you to alter your actions and speech to no longer reflect what you actually think or feel. We can be truly successful only at things we are willing to fail at. Be motivated by something beyond simply money or glory. If you want to change how you see your problems, you have to change what you value and/or how you measure failure, success. The fact is, people who base their self-worth on being right about everything prevent themselves from learning from their mistakes. Being wrong opens us up to the possibility of change. Being wrong brings the opportunity for growth. Even if you don't know what you're doing, the simple act of working on it will eventually cause the right ideas to show up in your head. You must love someone without expecting anything in return. Otherwise, it's not truly love.